everybody does things. Everybody takes actions. Everybody takes decisions, makes decisions, and at the end of the day, you, the individual, are the result of those decisions. Now, what I wanted to focus on today is that there is the opposite of what I just said that is also true. If you don't take any decisions, if you don't take any actions, nothing is going to happen, right? So, in that case, the logical conclusion would be something like, I need to take action or else nothing is happening. And this is what I realized whenever I was, I think it was, like 4 years ago, when I decided to wake up and embrace my life to the fullest, just to figure it out. Just like, I didn't really know what the fuck I was doing, and just trying to build something and figure something out for myself was actually much more fulfilling than going to some class or some study or some whatever the fuck, okay? For a bit of context, 4 years ago, I used to be back in France learning this, like, in this private university of new age era technology stuff, where I was learning 3D graphics design, VFX, stuff for movies, stuff for video games, how they were made, all that sort of stuff. Not the coding part, but the actual visual part. And so this is what I was learning at the time, and I really just questioned myself, like, what the fuck am I even doing here? Like, I remember one of my friends in my group project, he said, like, hey, what the fuck are you doing? Because I was just half-assing everything, right? And he said, like, why are you half-assing everything? Like, I know you're much better than what you are doing right now. Like, I know you're capable of doing this. Like, you're very smart, you're very talented, but you don't actually use that. And whenever he said that, it just unlocked something inside of me, right? And it just made me think, okay, I should be putting to use all of this knowledge, all of this talent, all of this skill that I could have to my advantage. Because if I don't, then nothing's going to get done. Nothing's going to happen. Indecisiveness will have the better of me, and my life will reflect that. And that's not what I wanted. I looked at myself in the mirror. I was like over 100 kilos, like probably like over 210 pounds, 220 pounds, something like that. Overweight, looked like shit. Didn't really feel proud of myself at all. And I really just wanted to, I'm gonna be honest, I used to hate myself. Not the stuff I did, but the way I looked in the mirror. I felt so insecure and so ashamed and so much like I felt so much like full of hatred towards myself, which pushed me to just change it, just get better. And I'm pretty grateful for that, because if I'd never actually gone through that, I would have never actually lived the life I am living today. The life I'm living today is a direct consequence of the person I was in the past. That's why I don't regret anything. I made a video about regrets not too long ago, a couple days ago, and I don't actually regret anything I've done at all. Like, I just take responsibility for my actions, and I don't actually care. Like, I've not made a life-changing decision that I completely regret. Like, I haven't lost a limb, I haven't lost a motor function, I haven't lost my cognition, I haven't lost the most important features of my that makes me a human, you know. So at the end of the day, I noticed that by not taking any actions, nothing's gonna get done. Nobody's gonna come like save you, nobody's gonna come do it for you, nobody is going to push you to do it. maybe your parents, maybe your siblings if you have a good family, maybe your friends, but at some point, if you don't actually take them up on their offer, they can't force you to do anything. So it really is just external motivation combined with internal drive that results in you doing things. If you don't have that internal part inside of you that is willing to go out there, put yourself out there, do things, then you're just not going to do them. And it is what it is, you know? It's like over 4 years ago, I was just sitting there in front of my computer. I would just wake up every day around the same time. I mean, my sleep schedule was just fucking destroyed. Like, I used to have days where I'd wake up at like 2 p.m. and days where I'd wake up at like 6 a.m. And my sleep schedule would be like this. Not fucking all over the place. And I would just wake up, hop on the game, eat some breakfast in front of the computer. Sometimes eat nothing. Whatever it is, right? And really, now that I actually take some time to actually think about it, it was fun to do that, but it wasn't really doing anything productive with my time. And even if I could say I regret the time I spent, I don't. Because I've really just taken that time to really think, okay, if I hadn't gone through that entire experience, I don't think I would have been able to do the things I've done today. All those video games I played, and I didn't play to play, I played to win. That was the biggest difference. I played to win. And so playing to win, like I used to take energy drinks to be better at the fucking game. Like that's how bad I wanted to fucking win at the game. Alright? So I used to pay to win. I used to win, to play to win, pay to win, everything. I just wanted to win all the time. Didn't matter what game it was. And when I didn't, I would just get so angry. And I used to physically destroy things in my house. I think I must have smashed fucking a dozen keyboards, a dozen fucking mice, whatever. Mouses. Probably like a screen or two. One chair. What else? Yeah, just a bunch of stuff basically. And at some point I was just destroying so many things over and over and over again that I was like, you know what, now that I actually kind of want the money, why the fuck am I even destroying anything? Like, it's just fucking retarded. If I don't have the money to buy it, my parents didn't buy it for me, then in that case, why would I destroy it? Like, I'd feel bad if I didn't have it anymore. So I swapped the anger for gratefulness. And ever since that day, I just started doing my best and taking full responsibility and full ownership and full control of my actions and my emotions. What does that mean? Well, it means whenever something happens to me, the individual, and you can do this exercise, you can think in the same pattern, the same way. If something happens to you, you are the sole responsible person for that thing. Even if somebody decided to shoot you in the leg, you put yourself in that situation where you got shot in the leg. Like, that's what I'm talking about. If you got scammed out of some money, you're the person who sent your fucking contact details to the person who actually stole your money. If you sat next to a bank robber on the train and he decided to kill you because you didn't want any witnesses, you're at fault for having sat down next to him, you know? You know what I mean? And even though you might be able to say like, oh yeah, but fucking external consequences, blah, blah, blah. factors. And I'm just like, if you always blame other people for the things that happen in your life, and you don't take ownership and accountability of what you're doing, you'll never be able to do anything. Because it is justifying your indecisiveness, your lack of of good decision making skills. Your poor decision making skills are justified by the fact that you're blaming others. You're reinforcing in your own mind the fact that you do bad things, you take poor decisions, you're shit at making choices. And this is the same with men and women. It doesn't matter. I'll give you another example. Women in the dating market, when they reach maybe like, I don't know, let's say take a modern woman that lives in a urban city, big city, bunch of people. She lives there, and over the course of her life, she's going to be influenced by a lot of different things, right? So you've got, what do you have today? You've got feminism, you've got hookup culture, the dating market, gym culture, fitness culture. You've got a little bit of everything, honestly. You've got religion, you've got just a little bit of every single element, right? And if you actually look at most modern women today, if you take the US for instance, very, very simple, there's a lot of data out there that you can look at. You check out the data and then you realize that most women that are above 30 cannot get with a man and cannot like get married or get into a stable relationship because they can't. They haven't been raised to do so because they've taken such poor decisions in the past. They've destroyed their own pair bonding ability. If the more people you sleep with, the more meaningless it feels. So whenever you want to have a good relationship with someone and you sleep with them, it doesn't feel interesting. It just feels like all the past relationships you've had. So you really need to think for yourself. Okay, well in that case, I need to make use of self-control and discipline in order to not cave into my feelings so that I can create something and I can build myself into the character that I actually want to be. Because if these women actually wanted to be wives, they would understand that it's not an easy, just it's not a given. It's not something you're given. It's something you earn. It's something you earn through doing things, through being a certain type of person. And this is the same thing with literally everything, all right? It doesn't matter if you're aiming for a career. It doesn't matter if you're aiming to create a business, to become a freelancer, a contractor, a scientist, philosopher, I don't care. Sports, elite, professional, I don't care. Like everything is the same, right? If you have poor decision-making skills, you will not be able to get what you want. That is just the bare basics of how the world works. And so your objective should be doing your best to improve or to at least maintain a good amount of good decision-making skills. Because if you don't, you're not going to be able to get what you want. And in that case, other people are going to dictate what you get in your own life, what you have, what you will be able to get in the future. If you never take risky decisions, if you never take good decisions, you'll never be able to create that business. You'll never be able to go approach that woman that you find beautiful and that you want to say hi to and that you want to start a beautiful relationship with, a family with. You'll never be able to start that because you don't take good decisions. So you'll always go find women to hook up with instead. You know what I mean? It's like all the people who just go out there and they're like 30 or 40 or 50 and they're still dating. I'm like, what the fuck are you doing, bro? Like, clock's ticking. What the fuck are you doing? Like, you don't have an infinite amount of time on this fucking planet, alright? Like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, if you don't want kids, just say so. But why the fuck are you dating then? It's like, it doesn't make any fucking sense to me. But, personal opinions, doesn't really matter. So, if you are indecisive, and you have this problem where you don't really know what decisions to take, when to take them, how to come up with good decisions, good choices, then in that case, you just need to make more mistakes. Just need to make bad choices until you learn from those bad choices as much as you possibly can. When I started my business, I made so many bad choices because I didn't know what the fuck I was doing. So I was just going at it, picking something, doing something, fucking it up, and then going through an observation loop where I was like, okay, why did I fuck it up? Why am I bad? Like, what do I need to do to get better? How could I have done this better, more efficiently, faster, better? And I would just go through this loop over and over and over again. Every time I would fuck up something, I would think to myself, how could I have done a better job? How could I have done this more successfully? And every single time, it allowed me for the next time to approach the problem, the same problem, with a better decision-making skill. Because I asked myself, how can I improve? How can I do better? And I did this thousands of times, hundreds of thousands of times over the course of the last 4 years. That's why I'm so advanced. And I get people now today that are saying like, hey, are you looking for an apprentice? Are you looking to teach people? Could you tell me what to do? Could you help me understand like how you got to where you are right now? And I'm like, yeah, I can do that, but I'm not going to give you everything on a silver platter. You are going to make mistakes and you're going to learn from them, because that way you're going to be more confident and more certain and more assured in your own abilities as an individual. When you do things, you fuck it up and you learn from your mistakes, and next time you do it better. You feel more confident because you learn from fucking it up the first time. And this is the same thing in video games. If you're playing, I don't fucking know, fucking Mario or whatever, on the fucking Nintendo DS, and you go through the level and you die at a certain point, and then you respawn and you do it again. At that certain point, you know why you died. So then you can reflect and you can think, okay, this is how I died, this is how I avoid dying, let's go do it. And then you pass the point where you died, and then you succeed and you win the level. That's what I'm talking about. But you apply the same concept to real life, and in that case, you'll be able to do many, many more things than you actually think you're capable of. The human mind combined with the human body is actually capable of a lot of things when you actually think about it. Look at David Goggins, for instance, if you know him. Look him up online if you don't. David Goggins is one of the toughest men on earth in terms of raw physical output and ability. Now, his body's fucked beyond repair, of course, but he still managed to do some things that are quite astonishing. That's what I'm talking about. And he has a saying that says, you're not afraid of failing, you're afraid of the fucking effort. And so you need to apply this to your own life right now. What are you afraid to do? What are you afraid? What are you looking away from? What are you not doing? What are you avoiding? What are you being indecisive about? Write that down on a piece of paper, and you've got a new checklist of things to accomplish today. And with that said, I appreciate every single one of you guys watching until the end of the video. Thanks for all the support. I really appreciate it. I'm going to keep posting every single day. So like, comment, subscribe to let me know that you would like to see more. It's a beautiful day. So it's going to get time to get back to work. And I'll see you in the next one tomorrow. See ya.